Yeah, like for me, I can say that my flat rent is the same amount which I would have get for the 1 month salary in India. Is that much amount is my 1 month flat rent in London. So you can
Mhm.
now. So for me, I had no background in coding because in my school I had medical and I wanted to be a doctor, so I prepared for NEET. And because I had PCMB, so I took admission into the engineering college, hoping that I'll prepare for the NEET again. So in the first year, I basically did nothing related to coding. That Bloomberg is different because it don't conduct any online assessment. So they just have these four interview rounds.
Hi everyone, so in this video I have with me Sonali Singh. She has passed out from UIT Kurukshetra and currently she is working with Bloomberg London. तो उनका प्रोसेस जानेंगे कि यार उनकी जर्नी कैसी थी फ्रॉम अ टियर 3 कॉलेज इन इंडिया टू ब्लूमबर्ग लंदन. What was the like how she prepared in her college, which all internships she did. So entire process we are going to discuss in this video. This video is going to be like really very motivational. So we'll start this video with a brief introduction of Sonali.
So hi everyone, I'm Sonali, and currently I'm working as a software engineer at Bloomberg London. And I'm from Gurgaon. And regarding my studies, I graduated from UIT Kurukshetra, and I did a bachelor's in computer science there. Other than that, I did a few internships during the college year. The last one was at Mercari, which is a Japanese startup. Apart from that, I interned at Luang and Text Matato as well. And those are Indian startups. So in my past year, I did interview with quite a lot of companies and got offers from some amazing firms. And I'm here to share the experience about the same. Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah. So you were based out of London. You have recently moved to London. So how is life at London? How it's different from India?
It's so different from India. Like I just came here in October, so it's one more than a month here. And initially, I was living in my temporary accommodation, and I just shifted to my flat. So yeah, it takes a lot of time to adjust to the new environment, new people, and new different weather. But definitely, you will finally adjust here. And also, I really like working in Bloomberg. The people here are really nice and company take great care of the employees. Yeah, I'm enjoying and exploring the new city.
Okay. So चलो start करते हैं like from your journey of coding, right? So how did you actually start? Like, did you have some background of coding? या कैसे start किया? कौन सी year से start किया? And how it exactly went? What all you did? How you studied? From which resources you studied? So would like to understand your entire journey. कैसे start किया?
So for me, I had no background in coding because in my school I had medical and I wanted to be a doctor, so I prepared for NEET. And because I had PCMB, so I took admission into the engineering college, hoping that I'll prepare for the NEET again. So in the first year, I basically did nothing related to coding, and I started from the second year. So from the second year, the first thing I did was web development. So from the YouTube videos, I started doing front-end development, a bit of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and I started to work on some small projects. But the main mistake I did there was that I didn't start my DSA. So I started working on learning about data structure and algorithm during my third year. So third year was the main highlight where I started learning about data structure and algorithm questions and practicing on different platforms and then started giving contests as well. So that is when I started. And also, like, so in my second year, I just worked on development, web development, and front end, back end, and learning about different tech stacks. Third year is the when I started DSA, and so initially I practiced on HackerRank, and then I moved on to LeetCode, which was very late, but thankfully I moved there, and LeetCode was a super awesome platform. There I participated in various weekly and bi-weekly contests, which helped me a lot in my interview preparation. So from third year, like from the second half of my third year, like that is from my sixth semester, I started giving interviews as well. And that's when I landed my very first internship also.
This video is supported by Geeks for Geeks and they've come up with the winter interview preparation workshops where you can learn a lot of different skills in this time of recession. So what all is there in this program? Let's have a look. So you can see this is a winter interview preparation course description where you can find a lot of things. It's basically the final stage of recruitment process before which you need to revise certain topics. So it's going to be of 7 days where you will be solving DSA questions, work on case studies, live projects, develop MVPs. So what all you will be learning? You will be learning do's and don'ts in a technical interview, necessary tips and tricks for a successful interview, approaching and explaining a problem solution in technical interview, remote versus office jobs. You'll talk about Python and data science, young coders, DSA roadmap. There'll be how to tackle recession and building video library with React. Many more sessions are there. Video library with React, expert tips and tricks for system design. There is a session for how to master a job switch, competitive programming essentials, being gate ready, mastering Java backend. So a lot of sessions are there, and the pricing for this is rupees 99. So if you are looking out to such a package deal in which you get 7 sessions, you can check this out. The link will be there in the description, and you can enroll for the same. Now let's move up on to the video. Okay. So you did pretty well, and like you started from the second year, starting from the an idea. In your first year, you'll prepare for your NEET, and then you started everything from the second year. Like you decided upon, now let's go for computer science and see what's the fate, right?
Exactly.
Got it. So many people have been asking me about Bloomberg London, right? So you have had a first-hand experience on how the process was. So we'll start with the first thing, like how did you get to know about this opportunity and how did you apply?
Okay. So for the Bloomberg, I applied twice there. First time I applied last year, that is without any referral, and my resume wasn't shortlisted. So then, in my final year, I had an offer from Amazon, but so I wasn't looking for any other opportunities at that time. Then I got a message from the Bloomberg recruiter that there is an opening in their firm, and if I am interested, I could apply there. So I just applied there because I wanted to experience their interview process, and I wanted to see how is that process different from the other companies I've interviewed before. So yeah, I just applied there and I submitted my resume as well. And after a week, I got the reply that my resume has been shortlisted, and then I have to go through these 4 rounds. And after that, if I pass these rounds, then I'll get the offer from the Bloomberg.
Like
So this is
in which month you got that DM from recruiter?
I got the DM in March. So in March 2020.
March
Yeah.
2020, you got the DM, and within a week's time, you got that resume shortlisting mail, and the process was started. So, how the process was, which all number of rounds, be it an online test or technical interviews, how many technical interviews, what according to you was important to clear those technical interviews, and how were you able to make it? So, would like to know more about that.
Oh yeah, sure. So basically, one thing is that Bloomberg is different because they don't conduct any online assessment. So they just have these 4 interview rounds. The first round is a telephonic round. Second is based on data structure and algorithm. Third is a system design round, which also not many companies conduct for the fresher.
Mm-hmm.
And fourth round is basically managerial round with the HR and the senior engineer at the company. And before every round, you will be given plenty of time to prepare for that. In my case, I took 2 weeks time for each round, and also for system design round, I took more than 2 weeks. And recruiter was happy to allocate this much time, so that's not an issue. So my interview process went on for 2 months because
Okay.
I received mail from them in March, and my first interview was in April, and my last was in the June. So that was went for 2 months, exactly 2 months there. And so the telephonic round that is of 60 minutes, basically, and that round will be over the phone call. An employee from the Bloomberg will basically call you and they will ask you some normal DSA questions. So in my case, he asked me one question and second question was a follow-up of that. So this round was pretty similar to the one which I've given before at Amazon and other companies. So it's a normal DSA round. But one thing is that in Bloomberg, in every round, they'll ask you that why do you want to join Bloomberg? What's your motivation of joining the Bloomberg? And this question matters a lot to them. So if you are preparing for Bloomberg, prepare for this answer. Prepare this answer because this is the question which basically differentiate you from the other candidates. Like what's the motivation of joining Bloomberg and other things. So that was one part. And apart from the DSA question, he asked me about my past projects, which I did in my college year. So these 2 things he asked, and then just a DSA question and a follow-up of that. So after that round, then within a week, I got the mail again that, okay, you have cleared the first round, and then now we move you to the on-site interviews. So for the second round was also the data structures and algorithm. So, but the second round is of 90 minutes, and there were 2 interviews. That was also focused on the basically medium level questions. So in my case, they asked me one question, and the second was a follow up of that. But to some other people, they've asked maybe two questions as well. So it depends. It could be the 2 medium level questions or one hard questions, depending on the interviewer who's taking the interview. And
Hmm.
also, as I mentioned, like in every round apart from the DSA, you will be asked some questions related to your projects and past internships. So
Hmm.
in that 90 minutes for half an hour, they ask questions from my resume, like what are the things I did in my past internships and what are the tech stacks I'm more familiar with, all those things. And the 60 minutes was for the DSA question, which they asked me at the end of the day. So this was the second round. And after the second round, then I got the mail that, okay, second round is done. And the next one is a system design round. So the system design round was a completely high level system design. And in the mail, they have mentioned that they will be using the HackerRank platform.
Okay.
So for all the rounds, basically HackerRank platform was used. And in the system design round, this was with a senior engineer who, in my case, that engineer was having 14 years of experience at Bloomberg. So he asked me a question. That question was related to system, which is quite similar to the one they use at Bloomberg.
Okay.
Yeah, and that round was of 60 minutes. So even they know that as a fresher, we are not that familiar with the systems. What they want is just to us to explain ourselves really well.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
that's why we did a system design round because for me also this was the very first system design round I prepared for.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
even I had no idea if I'm doing right or wrong. I just explained my thought process really well, and the interview also helped me in between if I'm stuck somewhere.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
so that round went pretty well. And after that round, the last one is the managerial round. And in the last round, they don't ask you any technical question. So it's completely HR-based questions. So in the last round, there are two interviewers. One is the your HR, and the second one is the senior engineer.
Okay.
So for 30 minutes, senior engineer will ask you simple questions like, okay, so in your past internships, what did so basically normal managerial
Hmm.
questions
Hmm.
like any difficulty with your team leader, how do you approach that? All these questions. And the 30 minutes that HR will ask you, the questions related to if you have some other offers from the companies and your motivation to join Bloomberg and all these things.
Hmm. Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
yeah, so after these four rounds, then I received a mail that they have an update for me and I got the offer.
Got it. Got it. So, you mentioned that there was a round involving high level design, right? So you had a time of 2 weeks to prepare. Like, were you like preparing for this system design previously also, or what did you study in those 2 weeks? Like, if somebody would like to prepare for high level design, so what are the best resources or something that you would like to suggest?
Oh, sure. So yeah, I got the degrees for the system design round, and as I mentioned earlier, I took an extension as well, so I took more time for that round. And
Hmm.
yeah, so I basically started with the YouTube channel called Pseudo Code. So there she taught about some basics of system design,
Yeah.
and then the channel of God of Saints. So I followed these two YouTube channels, but then so my basics were clear, but now I needed to practice on some interview questions. So I started with the educative course, and that really helped me a lot.
Hmm.
Because in the educative course, they have mentioned all those things that you should consider while answering these questions. So
Hmm.
yeah, these three things I followed, and this helped. Apart from these three things, I also had a look at the previous year questions which were asked at the Bloomberg.
Hmm.
So all these things then really helped me, and I was able to answer the question really well in the answer.
Got it. Got it. Got it. So yeah, matlab it was pretty much 4 rounds, majorly focusing upon data structural algorithms and your high level design. That is
Yeah,
something
it
peculiar
was
to
different
Bloomberg.
from the other round, other company interview. The only part was the system design round,
Hmm, hmm,
and
hmm, hmm.
the AC rounds were pretty much same as compared to the other interviews.
Got it. Got it. Got it. So you have been hearing about purchasing power parity. Like, are you experiencing that in London?
It's very expensive. I'm still not used to the prices here, I can say.
Okay. Okay. So yeah,
Yeah, so if the salary is more, then the expenses are also more. It's not like you're earning a lot if you move to London or some other country.
like the hype for the crores packages here in India, it's once again booming up with the IIT's placement season coming in. So this video will go out. People would again think the same, but the purchasing power parity things remains as it is.
Yeah, like for me, I can say that my flat rent is the same amount which I would have get for the 1 month salary in India. Is that much amount is my 1 month flat rent in London. So you can now see that how is it different, how expensive it's here.
Got it. Got it. So yeah, it was lovely talking to you. Any final piece of advice for people looking out to apply for Bloomberg London or any such companies?
So yeah, one thing I would like to say, and especially for like tier three people, what we do is we don't apply to opportunity thinking that we won't be able to crack it. So what I would suggest is to apply to every single opportunity that you see. You never know that you'll get the chance, or you might crack that as well. So don't leave out single opportunity. And second thing is, apart from coding and projects, make sure to participate in some extracurricular activities as well, like hackathons and participating in meetups and workshops. That will really help you a lot in networking and also will make your resume different from the others because you have some achievements and
Hmm.
activities which not everyone is having that.
Hmm.
So yeah, I really and the third thing is use be active on LinkedIn. That thing really helped me a lot. I've got a lot of interview offers from LinkedIn itself. So yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much once again, Sonali, for being here, for sharing your journey. I hope this video will help a lot of people who will be appearing for Bloomberg's process in future or any other company's process, and it would act like a motivation for all those tier three people to apply for more opportunities and be more aware. Thank you once again.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank